Back to another chapter from The Way of the Spirit, man, and today is chapter 10. Enjoy your friend's criticism. A man's capacity to receive another man's direct criticism is a measure of his capacity to receive masculine energy. If he does not have a good relationship to masculine energy, example his father, then he will act like a woman and be hurt or defensive rather than making use of other men's criticism. And to me, this is pretty simple. I think a lot of us go through every day, and we often hear the passive aggressive tone. We hear the things that people say to us, and we might take them at face value. We might, see the deeper meaning, the shade they're throwing at us, the disrespect they have in their body language to us, but we oftentimes don't think that there's a reason why this is happening. And it's frustrating that it's taken me up to this point to realize this, but for the longest time I would read a comment that I get on any of my channels, and I'd be like, you're completely wrong, this. I would start thinking in my mind defenses and arguments instead of genuinely understanding the criticism. When somebody says oh, this is completely wrong, you shouldn't say things like this, you shouldn't do things like that. I read it from their perspective and I understand you know what, this person didn't grasp my concept, and because they didn't grasp my concept, they took it the wrong way and they think I'm saying something that I didn't. And had I said it this way, I could have made the video more encapsulating, and I could have made it a deeper perspective, and it could have been a much more beneficial and rewarding video. And it's a beautiful feeling understanding that criticism, you don't have to really take it to heart. You don't really have to have it damage your ego, but at the same time you have to understand that there's some validity in any sort of criticism. No matter how crazy the person is, no matter how dumb they are, no matter their limited opinions, there is validity in every single criticism, and something can always be better. And I want you to understand this fact, because so often when somebody criticizes us, we take that criticism and it damages our ego. Somebody makes fun of your outfit and you're like, oh my god, why would you say this? But it's you know what, maybe if you matched your belt with your shoes, it would look a million times better. We can always have room for improvement. We always have things that we can change, that we can make better. And when you can avoid the ego attachment, when you can avoid getting emotionally upset, you can listen to criticism and you can understand that there is something that you can work on, and they just gave you the solution. They just give you the next thing to start thinking about. And I can sit here and I can read through the comments that people send, and I can get frustrated and I can say, oh, this person's just a mouth breather. Oh, this person, they didn't watch the whole video. But it doesn't matter if they watched the whole video or not. There is still a percentage of people that clicked on my videos, had the exact same thought, and didn't leave a comment. And I need to start reaching those people. I need to start enlightening those people. I need to start giving a positive message to those people, because they are not getting it from the rest of society. And it is my goal to be that person that reaches the entire generation. And it's frustrating that there's this disconnect, and it's solely coming from my inability to adapt, my inability to accept others' criticisms, my inability to see you know what, this person may be completely off base, but I get where they're coming from, because if I was in their shoes, I would have interpreted it this way. So I got to think of a way to reverse that and somehow say it in a way that they accept it and they understand it and they internalize it and they begin to make a change and begin to make a difference in their own life. And this is something that I want you to start picking up on, because if you can do this, you've basically solved life. If you can listen to the negative things people say about you, and instead of getting upset, instead of having that hurt your ego, hurt your feelings, you ruin the friendship with them, instead of any of those things, you can just learn how to get better. And when you can think of things this way, it's just, I see no reason for you to fail ever in life, because if you know exactly what's wrong, then you can go about fixing it. But if we sit behind our egos, if we sit behind our emotions, if we sit behind the sensibilities that we have and the things that people say about us, and we get all defensive, there's no room for growth. There's no room for anything. All we're gonna do is get our emotions all up in arms and stuff, and just get nothing done. So I want you to start embracing the criticism around you. I want you to start embracing the things people say. Don't take it to heart. Don't listen to it. Don't internalize it, but just understand that there's some validity there, and find the thing that you can improve on. Find the thing that you can work on. Find a path and a direction that had you exposed this new idea to the person in this way, perhaps they would have been on board with it. And I think this is a way more positive way to deal with it, a way more healthy way to deal with it. So I want you to start applying these things. I want you to start understanding that, like, we can always move forward, and oftentimes our enemies, what they say about us is what we have to do. Because think, like, if I'm your friend, I'm not going to tell you your biggest issue most of the time. Unless you genuinely ask me, like, hey, what's my biggest issue? I'm not going to tell you. But the people that don't care about your feelings, the people that don't care about, you know, the ego that they're going to upset, like, they're going to tell you the truth. Take that into mind. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully this is something that you enjoyed, and thank you so much for making this far. I'll leave a link to this book in the description, and yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.